This is the ScarcityStudios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. This story is from Luton. It involves a boy called Azaan Kaleem. He was stabbed to death in broad daylight in front of his girlfriend, walking down Hartsfield Road at 5:20 p.m. He was killed by Harrison Searle, 18, from Luton. Two other men that can't be named, who was 18 and 19, and a boy called Reese Bliss McGrath, were both found guilty of the murder. Two were found guilty of manslaughter. They were sentenced for a total of 65 years on the 17th of December 2018.
Listen. I know, my darling. Okay, listen, come with me. Come over here. Listen to me.
Azaan had a previous incident with youths in the area. He began to carry a knife. He was only a young lad, small, quite slight in build, and when his murderers came upon him walking down the road with his girlfriend, they stopped the car that was travelling in, driven by McGrath, and they proceeded to surround him. And his mother actually released the CCTV footage of him being stabbed 20 times. None of them actually admitted during the interviews who did what, so it was based on CCTV that they determined what the charges were. There was complete denial of any involvement with any gang culture, and they actually spoke to some of his friends who was at a skate park, and they went into the details of how scared they feel living in the area at the time now, and just generally how it is nowadays. And one of the officers, when they covered this on the Channel 4 documentary 24 Hours in Police Custody, actually made a statement of saying this is what happens when you carry knives, almost insinuating like Azaan was in some way responsible. But Azaan stood there throughout the whole attack while being stabbed and didn't respond. As a man, I can probably relate to the fact that the adrenaline kicked in, and also keeping face in front of your girlfriend, but also he had a knife on him and he didn't use it. So he didn't want to fight, he didn't want to stab anybody, he didn't want to cause anybody harm, or he would have took out the knife and used it. And that for me says a lot about Azaan. It was more a case of a boy that was fearful for his life because he felt like society wasn't protecting him, so he carried a knife. As his own friend said, they don't feel safe. So if you're not feeling safe by the people that are meant to protect you, then you have to protect yourself. That is just human nature, it's self-preservation. The surgeon who actually tried to save his life, David Kirby, it was quite deep what he actually said. The time Azaan arrived on the trolley to the time I had his heart in my hand was 2 minutes, the fastest I've ever opened anyone's chest. He had a hole in the right ventricle of his heart. I put my finger in that hole and my colleague pumped blood into him. Slowly his heart began beating again. I stood there for the next hour with my finger in his heart while we tried to get it to beat properly. The longest I've ever had my finger in someone's heart. I had to stitch a beating heart with my finger. Like, can you even comprehend that? We managed to get his heart beating, and then I met his mum. I told her her son was strong and that they'd done all they could. Azaan died within 2 days of being stabbed. They actually traced them from the shopping mall all the way that they had these guys followed and previous incidents that they was involved in. The court case, they actually was meant to have been laughing in the dock at his mother and also said they didn't really care and that. And she mentions about them being desensitized. And I guess this is what I mean by the fact of people are blaming this on a racial problem. Some people have that belief. As you can see in this case, there is many different races involved in this. Things aren't as simple as they look. There's deeper rooted issues here that need to be dealt with on a wider societal level that people are just ignoring, and because of that we've lost another 18-year-old. But I'd like to hear what people have to say. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? How do you feel on this case? Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and please pay tribute to Azaan.